Well, good morning again. So, when the world delays, the soul awakens. So, as I reflected on this morning's sermon, the lesson that found its way to me was not entirely new to me. Do you ever have those kind of gentle reminders that keep showing up for you? This was a truth that I carried all along, but allowed somehow to drift to the edges of my awareness. So, in receiving it again, I realized that it was not just meant for me. Was meant for everyone. What stirs in my heart often echoes in the hearts of others. And I knew this was a reminder that we needed to share this. This was an invitation, not only for me, but for you. So recently, I retired after a 30 plus year career as a psychotherapist. And I struggled with my decision. There was a lot of soul searching. I felt alone. And the people who had already retired in my life, when they were on the other side of it, had no regrets and were happy. And I couldn't relate to that in this moment because I was still struggling whether or not I should do this. And the world kept sending me mixed messages. Some were celebratory wishes, and others were confronting me with really difficult questions that had me questioning my identity, my purpose, my place in the world. Who and what would I be without my job, my title, what I work so hard for, all that kind of stuff. So stop waiting and start becoming. Again, when the world delays, the soul awakens. So the waiting game. So many of us live in quiet suspension, myself included. We wait. We wait for our relationships to improve, for others to apologize, for forgiveness to feel easier. We wait for the right moment to change careers, to retire, to travel, to love, to risk. We wait for the world to get better, for politics to calm down, for systems to become fair. We wait for happiness, for peace, for clarity, as if life in itself was holding a secret countdown that one day we'll be allowed to see. But here's the truth. Waiting doesn't prepare us for life. We know that. It delays us. So my own waiting. When I faced retirement, I left my job. The career I knew and loved, I thought there would be some sort of magical sign that said, now is the right time. Now you know. You'll just know. This is the right time. I imagined that the world would shift, my workplace would settle, my friends and family would applaud, my future would be perfectly clear. But that never happened. Instead, when I announced my retirement, the world did cheer. And they also judged me. Some said, congratulations, you've earned this. You've worked so hard for so many years. Others said, well, why now? You should wait a few more years. Put a little bit more money in your pension. Are you sure you're not making a mistake? Can you do this? Don't you still have more to give? What will you do? Who will you be? What's next? You're going to be bored. So I took that all in, and that just confused me even more. There really was no perfect answer. There was no ready, only fear and the choice to move forward anyway. So my fears, fear of losing my identity, fear of irrelevance, grief over what would be lost. What would they do without me at work? What are they doing today? Fear of the unknown. The safety of the comfort zone can be so seductive, but comfort can also be a hiding place. This pattern of waiting doesn't just show up around work or retirement, it shows up in every corner of our lives. We wait to speak our truth until the conversation feels safer. We wait to love fully until we're sure we won't get hurt. We wait to forgive until the other person apologizes. We wait to explore our creativity until we feel qualified. We wait to leave a relationship or begin one, or make a move or start again because we think there's a perfect time. And so in our waiting, we postpone joy. We delay healing. We shrink ourselves into lives that no longer fit. And all the while, life is gently asking, what would be possible if you stopped waiting for someone else to go first? The truth is, we often fear the changes that free us because they also ask us to trust something deeper than certainty. They ask us to trust ourselves. Spiritually and psychologically, prolonged waiting, especially when it's rooted in fear, mistrust, or perfectionism, can slowly deplete us. When we outsource our peace to external circumstances, we begin to live on kind of an emotional credit, borrowing energy from a future that never quite arrives. Over time, this can lead to resignation, anxiety, or a deepening sense of spiritual disconnection. We stop believing in our own agency and we shrink our vision to what's possible. Spiritually, we may lose touch with the sacred unfolding of life, not because it's abandoned us, but because we've stopped participating in it. The longer we wait, the more we drift from our center. And yet the soul, ever patient, keeps whispering, you are allowed to begin, not later, now. So when I feel uncertain, I turn to silence and stillness. It's kind of an internal soul-searching job for me. I discovered that every fear I had approached with inner stillness has something to teach me. It shows me I'm human. It reveals the places I have not yet trusted or myself fully. It awakens compassion for my struggle and for the struggle who walk similar paths. The lessons are not punishments, but invitations to deepen our trust, to widen our love, to discover we are stronger than we imagined. So why did I fear when retirement was supposed to be a good thing? So as a therapist, as a minister, the therapist and the minister in me were at odds. As a psychotherapist, my belief from what psychology teaches, psychology can name the fear. Our brain clings to the familiar because unknown feels unsafe. As the minister, spirituality whispers something deeper. You are more than your fear. Psychology helps map out the avoidance. Spirituality says, step anyway. The path will appear beneath your feet. The psychotherapist in me said, fear is an alarm. It wants to protect you by keeping you in what you know, the illusion of safety. The minister in me said, fear is also a threshold. Transformation comes only through uncertainty. Without risk, there is no growth. So from Buddhism to Judaism, from indigenous traditions to the wisdom of poets and mystics, the message is the same. Life is impermanent. Waiting for the world to be stable before we live is like waiting for the ocean to stop moving before we swim. And again, as a therapist, I've so often heard my clients whisper they're waiting. I'll forgive when they change first. I'll be happy when my job respects me. I'll retire when I know who I am without work. I would encourage them, step into the discomfort, risk change, move, even while afraid. yet I struggled myself. Did that make me a hypocrite, or did it make me human? Truth is, no one escapes the fear of change. The difference lies in whether we let it freeze us or let it teach us courage. The spiritual wisdom within. The lesson here is not simply don't wait. The deeper truth is waiting shapes us. Every day we delay forgiveness, it may change us. We may grow bitter. Every year we postpone retirement, we shrink into fear of irrelevance. Every season we delay love, we deepen loneliness. Waiting doesn't protect us, it forms us. The question is, what kind of person are we becoming when we wait? There is a wisdom that does not shout but whispers. It rises from fear's urgency, but from the still pool of the spirit where clarity lives. When fear comes, it narrows our vision. It tells us that danger is everywhere, yet the truth is, the outcome we dread is often not as painful as the suffering we create by clinging to the fear. Fear becomes a prison, but within it lies a gift, a lesson, a transformation waiting to unfold. We have a spiritual responsibility in change. Change is not just a life circumstance, it's a spiritual responsibility. Every season of transition, every shift we resist is not simply about new routines or roles, it's about whether we allow our souls to grow. When we walk through change, we are stretched. We discover new layers of patience, compassion, humility, and strength. We begin to see that life is not about clinging to what was, but about becoming who we are meant to be. This is why change is not only challenge, but a sacred invitation. But when our desires, hopes, and callings lie stagnant, we often ignore that nudge to grow, and we bury ourselves in the fear and we stand still. And spiritually, we wither. Stagnation is not neutral. It quietly hardens our hearts. It leaves us restless, resentful, and closed off to possibility. Spiritual traditions across the world remind us the soul is made for movement. To resist change is to resist the very current of life. To embrace change, even when we are afraid, is to join that current, to walk with it, to discover deeper. Freedom is on the other side. So change is not only a personal choice, it's our sacred duty. Our spiritual growth depends on it. So here is the invitation to live. Don't wait for the world to change before you forgive. Forgive, and your world will change. Don't wait for the country to calm down before you live with courage. Live with courage, and you become part of the change. Don't wait for retirement to feel safe and 100% certain before you step into it. Step into it and discover that purpose is larger than a paycheck or job title. Don't wait to feel fearless before you risk. Risk and discover that fear itself was only a doorway to growth. So in closing, please receive this blessing with an open heart. May you stop waiting for the perfect moment. May you recognize the sacred invitation within your restlessness. May you have the courage to lay down what no longer fits and pick up the freedom that was always yours. May you grieve what needs to be grieved. And may you trust that endings are not emptiness, but soil for what is still to bloom. Life will never announce the right time. There is no magical answer, no alignment of stars. There is only this, the quiet wisdom already inside of you, the courage to listen to it, and the willingness to step forward even when afraid. So may we stop waiting. May we live. May we risk. Go now, not waiting for the world to shift, but shifting the world by saying yes to the change that was waiting in you all along. And may change so that the world itself through us is changed too. And may love guide you. And the wisdom of all paths hold you as you step into whatever's next. And may it be so. Thank you.
If you like this video, please like us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. Thank you.